Oh boy, I have a bunch of videos prepared for this entire month. Well, I guess I should just get going with more content, I guess. Or I could just take a little bit of a break, you know? Time to watch some videos. Woohoo! My friend Pokemon Master X just uploaded. I wonder what he has uploaded. Let me look. Alright, yeah. Oh, come on. Alright, yep, you saw the title, or the beginning of the video. I was challenged to do the WantsToJourney 2021 video. Honestly, I didn't even know what it was. I looked it up. If you want a brief explanation of what this is basically a video where you make a video about how you would want to be in a journey in the Pokemon universe. So basically, the rules are one starter max per person, one pseudo Pokemon on your team, no legendaries mythicals to make it a lot more fair, and you're allowed to have up to three Pokemon in your rotation. And then you're supposed to explain a little bit of why you chose your Pokemon, what region you haul from, what your profession, what your goals are, who your companions and rivals are during the journey, and who the 5 people you want to do the challenges. That's kind of the brief explanation of what it is. So yeah, I'll explain everything throughout the video. So, let's begin with my character. So, as you can see, under here is my character. He is pretty simple. It's because the design is from a series that I've been working on but haven't really been finishing a lot. So, yeah, I just decided why not just implement the guy here. My starting region would be Sinnoh, and I specifically chose Town because, to be fair, it kind of just reminds me of my homeland, of Norway. It just reminds me of the fields and fjords here. All the stuff that you can find here. Yeah, that's kind of the reason why I chose Town. One of my occupations would be I would be a trainer in the Pokemon world, aka the World Coronation Series. I would enter that and become the strongest trainer. I would also work for a laboratory that would help to stop Go Team Rocket, which would be the canonical villain in my kind of story. And I'll explain a little bit more of that when I come to Travel Companions, because my Travel Companion is actually based on this idea. My goal would basically to become the strongest trainer in the world while also having fun while doing it. Anyways, now that that's done, I'm gonna get into my team and what Pokemon I would use. Alright, so my first Pokemon would be my trusty starter, Scyther. Now you might be wondering, why did you choose with a Scyther and not a starter Pokemon? Well, unlike a lot of people, I wasn't really privileged to get a starter. So when I was a child, I would just go into the local forest in Town, as much of a forest that there is in Town, and I would encounter the Scyther. It would basically start off with Scyther just trying to attack me, but then after an event where we would both save each other, or save a Pokemon, then we would just decide, hey, why not just become partners? The reason why I chose Scyther is because its evolution, Scizor, is one of my favorite Pokemons, and also I think it would be like a perfect starter for like a simple trainer and a goal like mine. And also, the first 4 Pokemon, to easily explain it, are that I've said if I was in the real world, I would have these Pokemon in my party, and Scyther is among them. And my next Pokemon would be Mareep. I feel like Mareep, the reasoning why I chose Mareep was mostly because, as I said with Scyther and the next 2 Pokemon, it's always a Pokemon that I've always wanted to have in the real world, if Pokemon were real. So I kind of chose that one to be on my party. Also, spoiler alert for my entire team, everything will evolve. So, and also Ampharos is among my favorite electric types. Not my complete favorite, but you know, among my top 5 favorite electric types. And also, it would evolve into an Ampharos, and so would my Scyther into a Scizor. And this would be my Pokemon team for a while, until I catch my next Pokemon, a Trapinch. Now, the reason why I chose Trapinch is the same as the others. It's a Pokemon that I can theoretically say I would have in Pokemon World if I was in there. And also, yeah, it's cool. And Flygon has become among my favorite Dragon Pokemon in more recent times. And my Trapinch would evolve into a Flygon, of course. You might notice that I'm kind of I'm not gonna have a fire type on my team, but that's because my Flygon will have fire type moves that it can use. So yeah. No, wait, I do have a fire type, never mind. But I think for a while, Flygon would be my fire type Pokemon, just using Flamethrower as soon as it evolves. My next Pokemon will be Cacturne. Cacturne, among the other three, is a Pokemon I can definitely see myself using if I was in the Pokemon world. Also, Cacturne is pretty cool, and I feel like Cacturne and my Scizor would have a bit of a rivalry, kind of like Ash's Lucario and Go's Cinderace in a way. So I think it would have kind of rivalry like that, just to say. Anyways, my next few Pokemon are kind of a duo. I feel like Riolu and Froakie, among their evolutions, would kind of be Pokemon that are under the training of Scizor and Cacturne, respectively. So basically, Riolu would be training with Scizor in order to fight Froakie, and Cacturne would be training Froakie to prepare himself to fight Riolu. Kind of like a brotherly bond, like older brother versus younger brother, older brother kind of dynamic. I just feel like that would kind of be a cool little thing, and eventually they would all evolve into their final forms. And I feel like Scizor and Cacturne would be proud to see, you know, their children, in a way, kind of becoming this strong, and they would kind of be like the proud father figures. And it would kind of be like 2 versus 2 dynamic against my team, while Ampharos and Flygon would be the ones who kind of try to stop them. I really am into this fantasy idea of mine. I'm just going to say that. My next few Pokemon are because, well, they said we could add 3 additional Pokemon, so I just decided to add the next 3 just because, so I could have additional rotations. And that would be Beldum, Sneasel, and Ledwig. I chose Beldum because they say we had to have a pseudo Pokemon, and I already have a Dragon type in Flygon, so I didn't want to give myself another Dragon type. So it was between Tyranitar and Beldum, but I ultimately went for Beldum because, well, Beldum has more of an interesting typing, and besides, a Rock Dark type wouldn't really be fitting on my team with Cacturne and Greninja on my team. Well, in retrospect, Beldum wouldn't really fit either because I have also Scizor and Lucario, but still, I feel like it would work. And also, you could also argue that Sneasel being a Dark type and Beldum being a Steel type would add another brother to the team and all that. I also chose Sneasel because Sneasel is among my favorite Pokemon. Actually, Weavile is my 4th favorite Pokemon, just to say. Also, another reason why I added Greninja, I forgot to say this, Greninja is my 3rd favorite Pokemon as well, so yeah. Litwick. I would say Litwick is more of a recent favorite, to be honest. After playing through Pokemon Black for a bit, I've got to say that Litwick has become more of a favorite of mine, easily. And also, it's such a good fire type, in especially Unova. So I kind of ultimately decided to give that as my fire type, and also, of course, they would all evolve into their final forms. So yeah, this would kind of be my final team at the end of the series. Yeah, this would kind of be my team, and I tried my best to kind of explain it. So, as for my traveling companions, this, I will only have one. His name is Yami. Now, you might be wondering, why did I call him that? Why did I call him, like, typical Japanese name or something? Well, this is the original character that I made, kind of like a reskin of original character of mine, but I decided to make him just for this. His goal is actually related to Go Team Rocket from Pokemon Go. And he would start off with Charmander. His ultimate goal would be to catch and restore Shadow Pokemon. So he would meet up with Go Team Rocket, and he would fight them and catch the Shadow Pokemon. So every other Pokemon besides Charmander will be a Shadow Pokemon, just to let you know. So if you see a purplish aura, that means it's a Shadow Pokemon. And he would also cure them and add it to his team. And also I think I would help him a lot with this, but I wouldn't really catch any of the Shadow Pokemon, as you saw while I was making that video. You could argue that my Beldum would probably be a Shadow Pokemon, but you know, stuff has happened already, so yeah. So his first Shadow Pokemon would be a Zubat, which he catches, and then he restores it. As you can see, the aura kind of gets removed from it, so you can kind of understand it's a Shadow Pokemon. Then he would catch a Shadow Execute, then a Shadow Cubone. Now, the next fight he's going to do, his Zubat will evolve into a Golbat. He would also catch the Shadow Pokemon he was fighting while Zubat evolved, which would be a Shadow Hitmonlee, which he would also restore. He would also evolve Execute into Exeggutor. Then he would catch a Shadow Magnemite. He would restore that, evolve the Cubone into a Marowak, and Charmander would finally evolve into a Charmeleon. I feel like his Charmander would evolve eventually throughout the series. It would like stay as a Charmander at the start of the series, and around the middle he would become a Charmeleon, and at the end he would become Charizard. Now, it was a lot more harder to choose a total of 9 Shadow Pokemon. If I was allowed to give companions more Pokemon along with legendaries and other starters, I would definitely do that with them. But if you want to see like an actual series based on Yami and his kind of character, then honestly let me know. I would probably do that for my second channel. Anyways, he would catch a Shadow Sharpedo, which is the one you probably saw in the thumbnail, and he would restore that, and also Magneton would evolve, or Magnemite would evolve also. Then his Golbat would evolve into Crobat. Then he would catch a Shadow Pupitar, being his Pseudo-Legendary, which he restores and then evolves right after. The Magnezone evolves, then he catches a Shadow Aerodactyl and restores it, and finally, he would catch a Charizard. Now, this is more of an abridged version of my idea. I feel like he would kind of be a Go in a way, but instead of being Go catching every Pokemon, he would catch as many Shadow Pokemon to save them, and then they would have the option of joining him or not. So it would kind of be like an interesting dynamic if you continue to watch them, where you would be like, will this Shadow Pokemon join him, or will it leave? So these are at least the 9 Pokemon I think it would 100% have. But yeah, if you want to see an actual series based on that, let me know in the comments. Now, as for my rivals, I decided to go for some of my friends as my rivals. So I asked them on Discord, hey, if you were in a Pokemon universe and you would have these rules, what Pokemon would you have? So I asked 2 of my friends. My first friend being Neo the Fault, who you might know as the guy who posts a bit of offensive comments in my comment section. This would be Neo's team. He told me this. It would consist of Typhlosion, Goodra, Gigalith, Crawdaunt, Aggron, Luxray, Abomasnow, Dusknoir, and Croagunk. Honestly, that's actually kind of surprised me because there were some Pokemon I predicted he was going to use, but these are completely surprising to me, and I've never seen him mention these. But these are the ones he told me, and I decided, hey, why not make this his team? So this would be my first rival, Neo, and his team. I feel like he would definitely be fighting me a lot of the time in the Pokemon World Coronation series. And it would be a lot more interesting to see my friend if we would be able to beat each other. Another friend of mine that I think would have similar goals to me and Neo would be TGR, or the Gaming Reboot. I'm going to call him TGR for this. And this is the team TGR gave me. You might notice a couple of weird things if you have seen his content before, and I'll explain that. So he gave me a team that originally consisted of 2 starters and 1 legendary that was in his box. And I just told him, nah. You can't have 2 starters, and you definitely can't have a legendary. So you have to replace one of the starters and the legendary. So we replaced the starter with Tangrowth, and he replaced the legendary with the Dragapult. And also his other Pokemon are Lucario, Cinderace, Jolteon, Vileplume, Zubat, Hawlucha, and Mimikyu. Yeah, kind of an interesting team, and I feel like, no offense to you, Raboot, but you would definitely be the more weaker rival. Just don't take that to heart, but yeah, that's kind of my opinion, because I feel like Neo has a lot more of a powerful team. Anyways, that's about it for my one. I decided to recommend 5 people, or I decided to tag 5 people to do this challenge. So, who are the lucky 5 who I tagged? Well, let's start with the beginning. So, the first person I tagged was my friend, the Gaming Reboot. Of course, he's my rival in this video, and I feel like he would be an interesting person to do this challenge with, and see what he would come up with as like a rival and traveling companion for him. My next person, who's also a friend, is my friend Squizzy. I've actually shouted him out before. The week I took a break, I decided to shout him out because he did a Pokemon video on the week that I was gone. So you might have seen me in the community section where I said like, hey, go check out his video. So yeah, I decided to shout him out because I want to see what he makes for a team. And I would have added him as a rival, but honestly, I wanted to see what he would make himself instead. So I just decided not to make him a rival, but I decided to shout him out because I want to see what he makes. My next 3 recommendations will be fans, actually. Fans I'm actually subscribed to, or just recently found and subscribed to, because I didn't have any other friends that I could come up with that would actually make this video. So my first fan that I decided to go for was Heracross, who is a somewhat of a friend of mine, but I consider him more of a fan than a friend because I don't really talk to him too much. But yeah, I recommend him to do this as well. Another person I would also recommend is Baron Paul. It was a person I actually found his content, and I really enjoy it. He also does Pokemon predictions, so or his way of teams. So I want to see him do it. The last one was a random fan that I just decided to look for because I didn't have enough people to recommend doing this. So I found a random viewer who was Inteverse, who makes a video similar to me. He has a template similar to mine, and I found his content really interesting, so I decided why not recommend him this. Anyways, yeah, that's about it for my version of this. I recommend you 5 at least try to do this, and I wanted to see how cool your teams end up being. And yeah, that's about it for this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys, well, next time. Bye-bye.